Hey y'all, I've been gone for a while and have no proper uploads. Whoops. This year is treating me worse than I thought it would. Also, sorry if there's any background noise and stuff like that. I'm too lazy to go into my room and actually do a proper recording, so here I am sitting on my bed. But anyway, how are y'all? Yeah, I'll get onto topic now. So, if you weren't aware, there is a group of people calling themselves the UTTP, which I think stands for YouTube Troll Police. Which, to be honest, makes absolutely no sense because they haven't arrested themselves yet. And this other group, which I think teamed up with them, going by SureBase2. Sorry if I butcher any names. Actually, I'm not really sorry. Has been going around and hacking gotcha-tubers, and I think animators too, in general. Their motives remain generally unknown, but from what I can see with my short interactions with them is that they're probably just a bunch of kindergarten dropouts who are salty because they found out that the world doesn't, in fact, revolve around them. Me and a few others speculate that it's probably because of the more toxic side of our community, but then again, maybe they just really, really, really hate us. Honestly, I really don't understand. Even if you hate something that much, I don't think any sane person with a pinch of common sense would go that far. Anyway, the actual situation. As far as I know, they've hacked a gotcha editor who, by the way, makes amazing content and I really love her edits. Goes by the name MB. I know Japanese, but I'm not going to bother saying the first part of her name. And another by the name Pastelios. Sorry if I butcher any of these names, by the way. Another gotcha-tuber by the name of Len Totally has reported that the method they use is manipulating the person through their friends, which basically they impersonate their friends, then persuading them to click a link which exposes their personal information through means that I'm yet unsure of. A bit of a side note, but me and some of my friends have been intentionally annoying them through their comments. Of course, most of the accounts are alts, but you'll never know which. It's hilarious seeing their replies and their attempts to threaten someone who has no concern for their personal safety and 10 million disposable accounts. By the way, I in no way encourage spam. It's just that these are hackers who hack innocent people that we're dealing with. I think some retaliation is justified, especially because our community is being treated so horribly. To be honest, I'm getting really annoyed seeing my community being picked on so much. So, let's talk about the toxicity. Most of the people here are children. Literal children. They don't know any better, and their parents sure ain't gonna teach them shit if they've been allowed to keep this up for so long. I'm sure if they get older, they'll find out that what they've done is horrible. And this is coming from a pessimist. On the topic of children, not all of us are children. The most common age I'd say is 12, though some gotcha-tubers are over 20. If you think you can take advantage of the children in this community, let me remind you, there are also adults. I'm not disclosing my own age as of now, but you can probably guess how old I am based on my vocabulary and my voice, though that changes a lot. Anyway, toxicity. Every community has toxic people, you can't deny that. Unless it's a community made of one person who is not toxic. Certain communities just happen to be bigger and reach a wider audience, which is why the toxicity in those said communities is probably more prominent. Though you'll probably find a plethora of nicer people if you just look for them and stop focusing on the toxicity. I'm always up for collabs and discussions for anyone that wants to be mature and reason with me. You might be asking, Jessie, how does this tie back into the hackers? As I said, me and a few others speculate that the reason these hackers are operating is because of the more toxic side to our community. If it's not, and they just have a really strong hatred for my community for no apparent reason, then, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. You'd have to be pretty immature to go as far as to destroy someone's channel just because you hate their community. Honestly, someone with that amount of anger for people who worked to be where they are should see a therapist. And this is coming from a person who has anger issues. These people worked their asses off to get their following. So what gives some random people with serious issues the right to hop right on in and destroy everything they've spent years to build up? Anyway, I digress. I shouldn't be trying to reason with underage children who are probably too young to be on here anyway. Anyway, as a bit of an outro, I just wanted to warn you guys about the Blue Whale Challenge. Apparently, this Jonathan dude or some shit goes around contacting people and telling them to do self-harming and potentially lethal things. Anyway, as long as you just don't talk to him and don't fall for anything, you're probably good. Just ignore him like you do every internet stranger. Stay safe, everyone, and happy late Pride.